Welcome back to the On the Track. In this episode, we'll be doing the player ratings for the match between the Kolkata Knight Riders and the Rajasthan Royals. A comfortable victory for Rajasthan in the end and a crucial victory for them. For KKR, it's another loss and things are looking a bit down the barrel for them. I have with me Abrar Aziz, my co-host, will be doing the player ratings today. He'll do Rajasthan and I'll do KKR. How are you doing, bro?
Good. Another day, another KKR loss, it looks like almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's 4 losses now for them. 3 or 4
I
losses.
I think 4 out of 5 now, yeah.
Yeah, it's looking a bit bleak for them, but they can come back. They have the firepower. But I will handle them today because you always do the losing team, but today you will be doing the winning team, Rajasthan. Let's start off
I have a lot of high points now for a change.
Yeah, so high points, exactly. I just want to see because it's getting a bit predictable, our ratings. So let's mix it up now. And we'll start off with Rajasthan. You're down.
Let's go. Let's go.
Josh Butler, he's disappointing me, particularly because I captain him every time in my fantasy team. But yeah, he's just not getting the start. Even when he does get the start, he does throw it away. That big innings round the corner still hasn't come yet.
I agree 100%. I think Josh Butler has been poor. And he is more unfortunate because he's the mainstay in that batting order. Yeah. He's the experienced player. So, you expect a lot more from him. And he really hasn't fired yet. Rajasthan will be looking for a lot more from him, or 4 on 10 for him.
4 on 10 for Butler. Yeah, and then Jaiswal, he looked good while he was at the crease. Unfortunately, he got out, but it looks like a good move to bring him in instead of Vora.
And finally, I mean, he's an Indian player. It wasn't like he's a foreign player that they needed a spot for. So an Indian player for an Indian player, I think that just makes sense. He's your future star. He's a gun batsman. So I think it was a smart move to make. Although a short stint today, I thought he was looking very good. A few sumptuous boundaries. Looking forward to more from him. 7.5 on 10.
7.5 on 10 for Jaiswal. And then Sanju Samson finally showing maturity. It wasn't the most fluent Sanju Samson knock, but it was the most important one in the context of the season. They keep the season alive. I mean, it wasn't going to die anyway, like with this loss, but it at least shows that he can bat maturely now.
And as captain, I think it's very important. I think for him to take the responsibility of finishing off a game like this when you're not struggling. And, there's a lot of talk of him not being the mature enough for him to kind of throw his wicket cheaply, and he has got the talent and everything. I think today goes a long way in showing that he has some maturity and he's learning as a captain quickly as well. So it was very, very important. I think just for the maturity, I'm going to give him an extra point, a 9 on 10, although I probably think it was an 8 on 10 performance.
Yeah, no, I agree, like an extra point for maturity. And then Shivam Dubey is looking good. Only one criticism, he would like to convert his starts, but at least he's getting those starts, and he is producing a partnership, building a partnership, and it's good to see him in some kind of form.
Yeah, I think he's one of the first finishers that come in, right? They have the likes of him, Tewatia and Miller probably finished at 5, 6, 7 of kind of playing the finisher role. So it's important that Dubey gets that confidence going, and I think he's even in the last game and even this game, I think that he's starting to get that form back, which is always good to see. I think he's a better player than people rate him. Unfortunate that he's struggling a little bit, but I think he's trying to work on his flaws, and I think he'll be a better player in the future as well. I think a decent performance. Yes, the criticism would be that he should probably be there and finish it off because he's one of your finishers. So it's a little unfortunate over there, but a 7 on 10, I thought it's a decent performance.
Yeah, 7 on 10 for Dubey. And then Tewatia didn't get going with the bat and then with the ball. Not too expensive, but he's not picking up wickets, which they really need in the middle overs. Your thoughts on his performance?
I think yes. I think it is easy to criticize him as your spinner because he's the kind of guy to get you wickets. But like I said before in our review as well, he is not your wicket taking spinner. You need to have a proper wicket taking spinner in your team, and he can chip in with a couple of overs. He's your batting all rounder, so he gives you a couple of overs and he finishes the games off for you. It didn't happen today, of course, but that's his role. And on the basis of just today's performance, I'll give him a 5 on 10. But I think the think tank needs to understand that they need to give him support and give him and not have him as the mainstay spinner because he's not his capability is not in those lines. I don't think.
Yeah, that's very different. I'm either very I'm on the high-low extremes. You're in the middle of the high-low. So like you don't give it like you don't give those 10s easily, but you don't give the 3s easily like I do either. So yeah, I don't think it was a 5 on 10 performance, but I agree with your points for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna be a little nice to him. I've been harsh with him in the past, so I'll be a little nice to him.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And like you said, his role might be looking at the scorecard. You might misuse his role as the primary spinner. He's not actually that. He is a batsman who can bowl. So yeah, 5 out of 10 for Tewatia. And then Miller, nice to see him finish off the innings, show some maturity in the end, and yeah, just stay there till with Samson and guide the chase.
Yeah, I think Miller has been a very important player for them. I think since they lost Ben Stokes, who was a big player for them, I think Miller has stepped up. I think he's been good. I think he's been good all around. Sorry about that. I think he's been good all around. So it's very good that he's coming to the party for them. So an 8.5 on 10 for him. I thought he was very good today again, finishing it off as expected off of him.
Yeah, 8.5 out of 10 for Miller. And then Parag not available.
Yeah, not available. I didn't bowl or bat.
And for me, the man of the match, Chris Morris picking up 4 wickets, an excellent spell. This is his second match-winning kind of performance. Your thoughts?
4 wickets, and it's very important to not forget the run out of Morgan as well. He was important decision over there. I wrote down 9.5, but I just remembered that run out. I think that was an important call as well. So I think we'll give him a 10. I think it's fair because four important wickets and a run out, even though he didn't bat, but he was not needed. It's not like he didn't bat and didn't perform. If he didn't bat and didn't perform, I'd probably cut off a point over there. But I think a fair 10 on 10 performance for him. For whatever he was required on the field and with the ball, I think he performed explicitly well. So.
Yeah, I agreed with that. It's good to see you give a 10. It's very difficult to see that, but and it's good the way you pointed out the run out as well. Like, that adds like a big wicket of Morgan, that adds a 0.5 to it for sure. So 10 out of 10 for Chris Morris. And then Unatkat?
I think Unatkat again. I think this season he's. I guess the price tag is not weighing in on his shoulders, even though he's still a high price player, a relatively higher price player. I think he's a better bowler than what is made out of him. I think too much pressure that he takes, it doesn't help. But I think he's a good bowler. I think some confidence going in, a couple of wickets in the previous game as well. I just think that I still blame the management a little bit about after having a couple of good games, you drop him randomly in the last game. This doesn't make sense to me. That is the problem that some of the players that our confidence players kind of suffer from that. So it's important that the management understands that. But I thought again today, not very expensive, picked up a wicket, 7.5 on 10.
7.5 out of 10. Yeah, it's important also he takes wickets. The spinners' jobs to take wickets, they're not taking that. At least Unatkat is, filling in for that void of wickets, basically.
Yeah.
So yes, 7.5 out of 10 for Unatkat. And then moving to, for me, he's been the find of the season so far, Sarkaria.
Yeah, I think again a good game, a little bit more expensive than probably some of the other bowlers, but I think overall I think he's definitely a good find. I think he's a bowler with heart. Always nice to see bowlers with heart. He wants to try different things. He has some good variations, and he's always keeping you guessing, which is always a good thing, especially in T20 cricket. So another decent performance, a little bit expensive today. I'll give him a 7 on 10 just on the basis of this game only, but I think overall a pretty good find for us.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then Mustafizur Rahman is not quite his Sunrisers best right now, but much improved over the compared to the last couple of years.
100%. I think also have to remember that he's taking the mantle of being the lead bowler in Jofra Archer's absence. So that's a huge responsibility. And I think he's come good. I think he's not, of course, the Jofra Archer level, I don't think, but I think he's done a decent job. And with others chipping in around him, it's always helping this Rajasthan's cause. Another very good performance at a below 6 economy and a wicket. So an 8 on 10 for him.
8 on 10 for Mustafizur. Yeah, that wraps up Rajasthan's ratings. And then let's move on to KKR. You can ask me.
Let's go, Rana.
Nitish Rana. So whenever he's at the crease, he looks good. There was a really nice shot he hit through third man and point. And I just felt he needs to bat on. He needs to convert his starts. In every game, he's getting a start. He converted 2 already. He's got a couple of 50s, but he needs to bat on, take responsibility. And I'm just giving him an extra point for that shot he hit. So 5 out of 10. I just feel though he needs to improve, especially converting his starts.
Yep, fair enough. Shubman Gill struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in him so far. Again, run out, he got run out, but still he struggled before his run out. 11 of 19 deliveries, couldn't get going, couldn't rotate the strike. I know the field is in, so you need to go for boundaries, but at the same time, you do have one or two fielders, like one at defined leg, one wherever, like either square leg or long on. Find the gap a bit, even if you can't get the boundaries, and rotate the strike at least, and then from there move on. Sometimes I feel like he's in this shell. Sometimes I feel like he's over aggressive. He just needs to play his regular game, start from there, and then he can build in later on once he gets the confidence. It's very important to get runs under your belt first, and then you can play your shots. So yeah, I have to give him a 3 out of 10. Yeah, it's been disappointing so far.
Yep, I agree. Rahul Tripathi, I think, got a good start but couldn't go on.
Yeah, Rajasthan Tripathi has looked good in every single game. Apart from maybe one, he's hitting those boundaries at ease as well, rotating the strike, doing well. But again, it's converting those 30s, 40s into 70s, 80s, and they needed that today. If he added 40 runs, it could have been match winning. You never know, right? So again, I have to be a bit critical because he didn't convert his start. But then again, because of him, they still had some sort of score to defend. So I'll give him 7 out of 10.
Yeah, fair enough. Morgan, unlucky with the run out, but things not looking very bright for him right now.
I would on this, with just the score, I would give him a 2, but I'm going to give him a 3 because that run out, he was unlucky. It was not completely his fault. So I'm not going to be too harsh on that, but it was that kind of thing. If you see the scorecard, you see Morgan 0 and KKR lose, you can't rate him really highly, right? So I think today I'm not going to talk too much about his batting, but he still needs to improve that. He still needs to be more sensible with the bat. He still needs to rotate the strike more and play that link between the top order and the lower order, set the platform for the likes of Russell to come and launch. He has the experience, and his youngsters are giving him some sort of platform. Rana is still getting 20s, 30s, and so is Tripathi. And with him not performing, it's causing double the pressure on Russell, which you don't need, right? So I'm going to give him 3 out of 10. And captaincy wise, I really rate him as a captain. I think they tried their best with the ball. Maybe could do a few changes here and there for sure. He is still learning with this team in particular, but I would like to see maybe some out of the box, and sometimes sometimes his bowling changes are predictable. But today I like the way he got in Mavi and Cummins and he stuck with them. He didn't bring in Chakravarti in the first couple of overs, so he's always thinking as a captain. But with the batting, I expect more from him. So 3 out of 10.
Fair enough. Narayan
with the bat, 0 with the ball, 5. So I'm going to give him 5 out of 10. I think he's batting too high in the order, to be honest. Either you open with him and just let him say you hit out and get out, or you keep him after Russell. He cannot be coming before Russell. Who did he come before today? He came before Russell and Danish Karthik and Owen Morgan.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I had nothing wrong. Yeah.
That's not acceptable. So I mean, acceptable in the sense that it's not working. It's not working, right? So
if you want to keep him that high up the order, might as well try shocking.
Yeah, exactly. So for his bowling, 5 runs economy, he was good, but not enough runs on the board, and his batting was poor. So I'll give him 5 on 10 average performance.
Fair enough. Danish Karthik.
Dinesh Karthik, again, he batted run a ball. I'm going to give him 5 on 10. Yeah, it looks like I'm harsh, but I'd like to see him finish off the innings properly. He has the ability to hit the boundaries, work the gaps as well. I felt today he was a bit subdued in his batting. He got some runs, but I expect him to, properly finish it off. So 5 on 10.
Yeah. Dre
Dr. Dre, he couldn't get those shots off last game, and ideally a quick fire 30 would have really helped KKR, really would have got the match on, and it would have been a competitive game, but it doesn't work every day, right? So 3 out of 10, but at least Russell is not in that poor form. He's still, that he can hit it in this season, and you have to keep him. He's a dangerous player.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Paddy Cummins.
Pat Cummins, again, we didn't see the
ball.
Yeah, with the fireworks, we didn't see the bat, but with the ball, he's been poor, man. Last game, 15 runs and over. In this game, 9.3. At one stage, he was going 11 runs and over. He's been very poor. He's the number 1 bowler in test matches. I know this is a different format, but Cummins can play in any format. He's that kind of cricketer. Is it fatigue? Maybe. Also, I think that he's bowling that length a bit short. He needs to pitch it up a bit more, vary his pace a bit more. And I was kind of disappointed with him today. I'll have to give him 4 on 10.
Yeah, fair enough. Shiv Mavi.
I think it was excellent today. He bowled really well. Unfortunately, didn't have enough runs on the board. 19 runs in his 4 overs. That's an economy of 4.75, I think, and then a wicket as well. Really good. This was his first game.
I think this was his first game.
Yeah, I think it might have been. Even if it wasn't, he's shown tremendous maturity. And it's good to see him bowl. He bowls with good pace. He varies it as well. I was happy with his performance today. Unfortunately, not enough runs on the board. So 8 out of 10 from Avi.
Fair enough. Moving on to the only consistent shining light in this KKR bowling, Varun Chakravarti.
Chakravarti again picking up 2 wickets. He's picking up wickets today. Slightly expensive, but I think he's not getting enough support from like a Cummins. Even the second spinner, like today, Narayan did bowl well, but in general, we've seen like Harbhajan, Saqib, they haven't really clicked as a pair. I think that's one thing, and also with Cummins leaking runs and all the other bowlers with leaking runs, it kind of Chakravarti, you can play him out. So but today he did pick up 2 wickets, but he was slightly expensive, 8 runs and over. So I'm going to give him 7 on 10.
Yeah, fair enough. Prasad Krishna finally.
Prasad Krishna bowled really well again today. I think 6.6 economy. Unlucky. I think he could have gotten another wicket. I forgot what happened there, but he did pick up 1 wicket. And I think he bowled well. Again, not enough runs on the board. I'm going to give him 7.5 out of 10.
Yep, I think that's a fair assessment on all the players from you, which is not what I'm used to seeing.
I hope so. I don't know. It could have, I kind of influenced from you because I wanted to give a couple of the players 2s, but I think it would have been too harsh because it wasn't completely Morgan's fault today. So yeah.
True. I guess, I think we'll see how it goes. But looking forward to the games tomorrow. Take care.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you so much, and catch you soon. Take care.
Yep.